In our first segment, we talked about the challenges and opportunities of the new year. Now, in the second and third segment, we're welcoming my friend, Mike Carter. He's a friend of more than 30 years. He's been a colleague for more than 10. Mike, welcome to the Economic War Room.
Great to be in the Economic War Room today, Kevin. Thanks.
Did you get to hear the review of the challenges that we had?
I did. And certainly something that we've been living in the war room on a regular basis here. But you look at inflation, and we certainly have a very clear solution for that. And then obviously, the geopolitical, which has been a hot spot for you and what we've been working on here for the last 10 years. But truly, we are I think we're in a cold World War III right now. And there's one spark and that could ignite the whole thing. And that's going to change the dynamics geopolitically, but also economically.
And people need to be prepared for it. So we've got two solutions that we're looking at, both hatched in the Economic War Room. Mike is leading charges in both of these. And the first of these, let's talk about the NSIC Institute. What's that stand for?
Absolutely, the National Security Investment Consultant Institute. It's kind of a mouthful. Some people confuse it with NCIS, but it's the National Security Investment Consultant Institute. And really what that's about is helping financial advisors to understand what's going on geopolitically, how that impacts investments out there, and how to really help their clients align their money with their values. We're excited to really take that to the next level. You know, we've had this ongoing for a number of years now. We've been doing training at Liberty University. We've got a team of people have been through it, but we're at the point now where we've got the facilities. We've got the team to really launch and take to the next level right now. And there's not a better time to be launching this in a big way.
All right, so let's describe. First off, the recognition is that geopolitical events matter to your investments. So everybody watching, if they have investments, geopolitical, I've been in the investment game now 42 years. Gosh, I'm feeling old and gray. But actually, I feel healthy and good. We know geopolitical events actually have a severe impact on portfolios. If a war were to break out, it would impact a certain way. And advisors are just not at all prepared in general.
Look at what they've been doing for the last 40 years. You've been in the business 40 years. It's been kind of I don't take this the wrong way, an easy ride to say, okay, let's just go with an index fund and ride the curve out there, and I'm going to do pretty good. Geopolitical war hits, World War III hits, and you've got investments in China or you've got investments somewhere else. It's a different game. And that means where you've got to understand what's going on. You have to have a game plan with your clients to make sure that if these things happen, this is what it looks like. And it might be time, continue. Some of these index funds have done very well, and we're not saying to get away from those at all. But have a game plan where you say, there might be times where it's better to be a selector of certain stocks versus just putting everything in index and letting it ride.
Yeah, now we're not giving advice on this program. We don't give investment advice. We don't know your situation. That's why you should have a financial advisor. When I started, Mike, the Dow Jones Industrial Average, when I left college and started in business, was in the 700s. Now it's in the 40,000s.
Well, you said you feel old and gray. I feel old and maybe slightly balding, but I remember being in an investment club with you when we were going through and picking out the individual stocks of what we were going to invest in and buy and why to buy those and why this company was good. We've lost some of that art out there. And by the way, some of those paid off in a pretty significant way. I wish I would have kept them longer.
Some did, some didn't. That's the nature of investing. But here's the point: was everybody went into index funds and they didn't realize that index funds were going to promote a woke leftist agenda. I mean, we were warned about this by the founder of Vanguard, who wrote about it, and shortly before his death in the Wall Street Journal, he wrote an op-ed and saying BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard control the industry. He built the industry. He was a tremendous guy, but he said you can't give them voting authority and control over companies, and yet that's exactly what's happened. And so if you wonder why Disney went excessively woke, it's because BlackRock told them to, right?
Yeah. And the scary part about that is what the last data that I've seen is I think 53% of investments are in index funds right now, and that's on its way to 71, 72% in the near future. You want to talk about giving away political control to the elites or to those that think they know better. There's no better way to do that and say, okay, well, just take my money and do what you want and set the political agenda for it, and I'm not going to pay attention to it.